Ladies and gentlemen, in this video we will explore in clear language and with practical examples how Cornelius Castoriadis reads Plato, especially the dialogue Statesman. We will see where two logics meet and where they collide. The Athenian democracy of collective decision-making and the Platonic idea of rule by the expert. Our goal is to leave with one sharp question. Who ultimately sets the rules of the city? The citizens? Or the knowers? We will present concisely Castoriadis' critique of Plato with a focus on the statesman. We will explain key notions such as autonomy and heteronomy, show how Plato's method works inside the dialogue, and close with takeaways for a contemporary viewer. Athens, Plato, and the knot of knowledge. Classical Athens introduces something unprecedented. Citizens make their own laws through public debate and vote. This is called self-legislation, in short, autonomy. Its opposite is heteronomy, rules that come from outside, from tradition, religion, or from a few experts who supposedly know better. Plato, in The Republic and in The Statesman, presents the idea that the city should be governed by the one who knows, the true statesman. In simple terms, instead of citizens co-decide, the expert decides. Example: a city must regulate pollution in its river. The Athenian democratic logic says, we consult experts, but the citizens decide. The Platonic logic, as Castoriadis reads it, leans toward the expert who possesses the craft of governing. What Plato does in The Statesman. In The Statesman, Plato searches for the craft of ruling. He uses a careful method of division, examples and myths, and arrives at a richer image. The good statesman resembles a weaver who interlaces traits and social forces in the city, combining courage with temperance. Clarification of the metaphor. This is not about literal weaving, but about blending different human qualities into a stable civic fabric. A leader who does not only command, but composes character and institutions so they fit together. Yet the core remains. There is a craft of governing, and whoever masters it rules rightly. Castoriadis appreciates the method, but argues that form serves a political content. The stage is set so that specialized knowledge naturally takes precedence over the people. Example: in public education, we need pedagogues and researchers, but the framework, the basic rules, should be set politically by society, not only by experts. Autonomy versus heteronomy. Autonomy means we know our laws are our work, and we can change them with our responsibility. Heteronomy means laws are treated as given and unquestionable because they come from a higher source or specialist knowledge. For Castoriadis, Plato tends toward heteronomy. He legitimizes politics by the superiority of the few who know. Key example: in a hospital, we trust the surgeon in the operating room, obviously. But who decides on access, funding, and criteria of priority? There, technical expertise is not enough. We need common, democratic determination. The critique as deconstruction, not denial. Castoriadis does not dismiss Plato out of spite. He takes him very seriously and reads him line by line. But he maintains that behind the impressive philosophical form lies a political choice. The administration of the city rests on the superiority of specialized knowledge, not on the collective self-government of citizens. Therefore, the point of the critique is to put the democratic question back at the center. Who makes the laws? The mixed late Plato and its limits. Even readings friendly to Plato recognize that late Plato values mixture and measure, politics as the art of combining opposites. However, for Castoriadis, the axis of a special craft of governing remains strong. We do not return to the logic, the people legislate. That is the sting of his critique. Conclusions. The disagreement is not a footnote, it is political. Plato organizes the city around the superiority of knowledge, whereas Athens organizes it around the responsibility of citizens. Philosophical form matters. Plato's methods lead us toward the idea of a craft of governing that belongs to the few. Autonomy is difficult but irreplaceable. Experts are invaluable as advisors, not as substitutes for citizens. Food for thought. If Plato asks us to trust the knower, Castoriadis asks us to keep the city in our own hands, out of responsibility, not hubris. That was the experiment of the Athenians. That remains the wager of modern democracies. Thank you for watching.